Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. What a crazy, great day it was today with Trump in the UK making trade deals and all kinds of great stuff. So let everybody hop on here and we'll get fired up. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this evening? And I was just saying, what a crazy day with Trump in the UK today and the trade deals. Good evening, Janica, and everybody else hopping on here. How is everybody? And here we go. Let's look at that heat map. There you go. Check that bad boy out. Mag 7 was up and the healthcare system's down, but everything was looking pretty good there. And it does say Asian stocks edge up on optimism about trade talks, and stock futures are flat following a rally on the US-UK trade deal. And Trump's UK trade deal leaves key questions unanswered, and Trump's plan to increase taxes on the rich could hit most U.S. businesses and Wall Street gains as first trade deal reached. So there you go, the trade deal, first one with the UK, and things are cruising along. And of course, crypto is getting cruising there, guys. I mean, crypto's been looking crazy. Bitcoin's at like 103, right? Yeah, it's moving along right there. So there you go with that. That's cruising. We looked at ZKIN yesterday. Someone brought it up because I had it written down at the bottom there, and Bitcoin just came down to like 1027, but it's right there at 103. And like I said, ZKIN we did look at last night, and that ran over 100%. ASST we had the other day, and then we looked at it last night, and this one we looked at the other day, VEE, the Twin V Power Cat. So we definitely have been looking at them bad boys recently. We went over QBTS literally last night and gave that one out because they started to look really good right there. How are you, Blue Collar Teamster and Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, and everybody else? Doge Mama 9 and Barbara and all the other crew members that are hopping on. How is everybody? I was just kind of letting people hop on so we could get cruising here. So here we go. And yeah, Bitcoin crypto looking really good. Market was looking good. And let's see what's going on for tomorrow on a Friday. But there you go. With the SPY was up. Could have a little bit of pullback tomorrow after the news. I mean, it does look like it wants to curl up, but it looks better for next week. So we'll be key. I was looking at Logic Mark too. You want to look at this for all? We're going to look at it anyway. So anyway, I was just going to hop on the SPY, and there you go. So it does look like you could have a little bit of pullback, but it is getting set up right there. It is way up there though, so it's going to have to come back obviously to roll off that MACD. So that's maybe what we see right here, and maybe a little bit of rollback after that news, but it is getting set up, and I don't think it's going to be bouncing back all the way down here. So you're going to see this get set up and then have to roll back up and get bullish, and that's what it looks like at the moment anyway for the SPY. But let's go ahead and take a look at our list, and then we'll go through the big cap SPY and everything else. So let me know if there's something that you want to see that I did not put on the list, and we'll check it out. Here we go. There's your Logic Mark. It was pulled back right there, and obviously I was just looking at it. And I'll tell you what, it did just get that curl up down here, not looking bad right there. And I know they submitted some kind of form. Was it an 8K, something like that? I forget exactly what it was. And I think they're finding out tomorrow. So, or they had to submit it by today, I think, and before tomorrow. I don't know, something like that. So we could, you didn't see the list posted. I'll post it on, Yep, I'll go back and retweet it real quick. Hold on, let me have 1 second. Barbara can't find the list, so I'm going to go on and repost it real quick. Didn't I thought I did. Hold on, here it is. Here you go. I'll just repost it real quick. There you go, Barbara. So you should have it right there. I just reposted it for you. And there you go. And we are just starting off on our Logic Mark here. So we will be keeping an eye on that. And yeah, Sayer is saying all aboard with crypto because that bad boy is cruising along. That is for sure. So let's get cruising here and see what's going on with our list and everything else in the market. Just letting some people hop on there. So yeah, Logic Mark. Again, they filed something. It doesn't say it down here, but I was looking at it. I posted it out today, and it didn't look bad in the after hours. It did have that pullback, but late in the after hours right there, it started to look better and start to curl up. These candles don't reflect it, so you can't really tell, but it did look a little better there. So watch for it tomorrow. Good possibility you could have a little bounce right here on Logic Mark, so keep your eye on that to try to run up there tomorrow. and then I don't know what it's going to do after that. So obviously they filed a form, and I think the deadline was before tomorrow. So I guess we'll be finding out whatever it's doing by tomorrow right there, and it's over a penny again. So we'll see what's going on with that one. And just thinking about it, I'm just going to jump ahead. And Green Lane, how about this bad boy pulling way back? I mean, it was way down there. And this is what I was talking about happening here. It was looking better last night until this morning. And I was like, whoa, that's pulling back some more. So I kind of saw that as it's curling up too. Look at that thing just pulling back massively. So you can get it at a really good price. Maybe it's going to base out right here. I thought it was going to do it here, and it jumped down another level right over like in one day. So that's why I was skeptical of it. And now you can imagine if you were getting in over a penny or at a penny, and now it's like almost halfway down. So that's why I didn't like it when it was up there. For some reason, it was just saying it wanted to pull back. I don't know what it was. But anyway, RGC's been a monster right here and running up, but I think it could be topped out with that look. So you better be careful because it ran back up to its like high and got crazy again today. I mean, it doesn't look too bad there. I would, if anything, it got up to 268. That's pretty wild. If anything, look at it at 4 o'clock, but I think you might be getting topped out there. And I mean, holy cow, that one went insane. So and it could just be topping out to pull back to set back up. So we will be checking that out for sure. And that is your RGC. But look at it in the morning and see if it wants to go up in this DXF right here. This one is getting set up. I've been waiting, and let's see it pull back right here or possibly under. So wait to see. As you can see, it wants to pull back right there and set up. It could be a good one for next week right here. So just keep an eye on this DXF, and it does look like it was trying to set up, and it did run up. You had that big run up right there, and it even was up a little bit yesterday, and now it's pulling back to that MACD. And I think we'll have a good price and a good entry, and that one could get cruising. And Barbara did get it, and she added too. We'll put them on the list. I think I have AGMH. I might have skipped that one for some odd reason now that you just wrote that. So I'm glad you did write that one because somehow I missed that one. I don't even know why. I thought it was on there. Again, I've just been kind of fast and CTMX. We're going to look at that one as well. So there you go. And we will look at them. But yeah, the DXF will be looking for a little bit of pullback. This IVF wasn't too bad today, trying to jump up there to the 50 area. And again, we'll see it probably bounce back down into that channel right there. So that's what that looks like. But obviously, look to see in the morning. But I don't think it's getting through. And NIVF hasn't looked bad either. And this one ran up the other day, a little bit of healthy pullback, but appears that it's trying to curl back up right there for NIVF. So just keep an eye on that one. Look at that move right there. So it doesn't look too bad for NIVF. So you can keep an eye on that tomorrow. And let's see what's going on. We just looked at Green Lane. So pulling back big time. And this Linkage Global one, LGCB. Pull back a little bit and look at that channel getting really tight there. And again, just pulling back. I think that's going to be a good opportunity. Let it pull back a little bit more tomorrow. We'll see what's going on. So I do think they ran up pretty well, and we may see a little pullback. I mean, look at that look right there, though. I mean, that looks like it wants to roll. So keep an eye on that. That could be a little dip and rip today. Look too. So I would be keeping an eye on that Linkage Global, guys. Keep an eye on that in the morning. That could be one of the morning movers right there. And NVNI, I know this has been moving around. And let's see what's cruising. It was moving today. I know that was moving back up. Looks pretty good to continue its way back up. And you know, each day, yeah, look at that thing getting set up, NVNI. So another one I would keep an eye on right there for NVNI for tomorrow. And BON right here. Good old bond just kind of pulling back a little bit. Nothing crazy. I've been definitely watching this thing just to see that next little curl up move. So it does look like it bottomed out right there. And I do think this is going to get right. I don't think it's going to pull back anymore. So I think BON could be another opportunity. We'll keep an eye on it. That's for sure. Oh, I'm trying to hit it and it's already on there. That's funny. But yeah, it's just under that 20. And I think it could get curled back up right there and look way better. And this Pineapple Financial Pineapple guy is not looking too bad today. Again, we were looking to see if it bottomed out, and now it's curling up. Keep an eye on this guy tomorrow morning, guys. PAPL, and this one's not looking bad, and you can see it trying to curl, and maybe you get a little bounce up right there for PAPL, so you can keep an eye on that. And good old FFAI, this one was up today, and it was looking pretty good. It came right down to the 20, moved right up, curled up, looked good, and there you go, guys. So we kind of played that one really well, I would have to imagine. And let's see what it wants to do tomorrow off of that 50 right there, but not looking bad, I must say. And it is going to try to roll up. Maybe it bounces in this channel for a hair, but that doesn't look bad there. It looks like it kind of pulled back at 116 right there. Yeah, it pulled back a little bit right there. The candle doesn't reflect it, but we'll look at FFAI, and that one will be getting set up some more. And CLBR did jump up, and this is another one we were watching. And it did, and that was that Trump Jr. one, and it did look good, and it jumped up there. So there you go, like 2% on that bad boy. So there you go with that. And that was CLBR. And let's take a look at STRH or STR. What was this one? Holy cow, I wrote it down wrong. What was that steakhouse one? STHR? I don't even remember what it was. STH? No, I forget. Hold on. It was stake something. Stakeholders. STKH. What did I write? STR. I wrote an R for some reason. That's supposed to be a K. I don't know what the heck I was writing. But anyway, this one did pull back today, and it did run up the other day. A little bit of pullback. Looks like it could have bottomed out there to roll back off. So watch this stakeholder thing, and we'll see if it does. I can't even type either. But anyway. My fingers at STKH, and yeah, let's see right here, it is pulling back just a little bit. So there you go with that one. Nothing crazy. That could be like that little pullback for it to roll off and get cruising again. So we'll be watching that one. FFAI reported earnings in the aftermarket today. So is that why it did it pull back a little? Did I say? I forget already. Yeah, it did pull back a little bit, but nothing real crazy. And you can see it better on here. So it had that look. Maybe it comes back down, but it does want to roll off. Maybe not tomorrow, but there you go with that one. And so thank you for that one. And FFA, or that was a STKH. And then how about this hit? This was a hit today, huh? And it doesn't look bad in the morning, guys. I told you this thing was looking good. Did I not say this was looking nice right here? HIT from 60 to 80, and it closed at 74. It looks like it's going to keep that momentum tomorrow. And let's see how far it runs up. So HIT right here, not looking bad. Look at that bad boy. So that was a nice little pop up, I must say. And I think it may try to keep some momentum. It came down 4 cents right there, but it does not look bad as it's trying to curl up there. So good hit for that one, guys. And we were all over that one, and even was watching this one for the last like couple weeks there. It had looked good. We did take this one off, and it had dipped down there. I'll keep an eye. It may be that bottom area right there and try to get rolling off that BDRX, but it doesn't look that great, so not worrying about it. But hit was a good one. And JBDI, Zach was talking about today. This one, I saw it when he first posted. It did look good, and then it ran up. It was like at 103 or something when I saw it, something like that. It was down there, and it ran way up there to like 125, maybe, yeah, 125 area. And then it's pulled back a little bit, but still looking good, but hitting that top. So you better be careful tomorrow on JBDI as it's hitting the top. It does look like it wants to continue up, so we'll have to see what it does as it hits this top in the morning. It could pull back a little bit and then try to go back up some more next week. So there you go with that. And STRK is a MSTR preferred stock. So what is that one? STRK. What is that? STRK. Oh, when I was just thinking of that steak one, but maybe I don't know what the heck I was writing down, to be honest with you. Laptop travel. But yeah, the steak one only ran because of legions of pumpers. That's a lot of times, again, and I'll be honest, I said it a million times before. These charts get set up, guys, and we look for certain things too. So that's what happens with them. And then, they look good. like that look right there after a reverse split, it jumps up, and then obviously we know, I mean, it could run up a little bit higher in the morning. Is it definitely off that look? Not necessarily. And then it pulls back. I mean, HIT, look at this thing today. I don't even know what was the volume, 1.88. And this thing had low, look, it's like super low, like almost every single day right there. And then all of a sudden you get a million in volume, almost 2 million in volume. And this one looks good to try to continue up tomorrow. So, Russ, I'm just saying, they look good, they get set up, and then people jump on them, and the volume increases. That's just what happens. So, I always say, I don't really know there's such thing as a pumper. I mean, there are people that just like you can tell they just post nonsense, and yeah, you just like disregard all that. But I think some of the people that you're referring to that are looking at charts or whatever they're looking at, and they see these things set up and they start mentioning them, they see something with it. Whether they see something or they're posting because somebody else is, I'm not sure. But we go through everything and see it all. So but yeah, that's what ends up happening, and people lock in profits like you have to. And but yeah, this HIT just came out of the basement. This could look pretty decent. And yeah, that stakeholder thing that did jump up one day and came down again. You just try to play the pops right here, and that could still be a little bottom right there today and get reversed up, because they've been doing that as well, coming up and pulling back and going up. So just something to look at and keep in mind right there. So it's one of the things. We just play the charts, and some people try to play the news. I don't know. I can't do that, but that's what we look for. And again, we just looked at that JBDI and UOKA. This one's been a wild one, huh? It was just kind of sitting still, but look, I think it did bottom out there. Remember, we were talking about it curling back up. You guys think it'll get through? I'm not so sure right there, to be honest with you, but the market is looking pretty good. And this is a UK one, so you got to remember that. So who the heck knows with this? Look, UK, United Kingdom. So we don't look at many UK ones, but this is a real estate one, and it has been wild for a while. So we're keeping an eye on it, but it did run up like we thought. I just don't know. It's got the 20 to 50 right there, and your MACD. Does it come back down one more time to get set up? It almost looks like it wants to, but I can't guarantee it right there. So we'll keep an eye on that UOKA. We've had that on the list for a little while. And good old HEPA right here has been moving around for us pretty well. Look at it. It jumped up higher yesterday. It was trying to get out of the basement. Just didn't make it today. And let's see. It does look pretty good to continue moving, though. So keep an eye on this HEPA still. It might get out of the basement right there. Might be one to keep an eye on for tomorrow. And Clue right here, just kind of sitting around, just waiting. Look at this thing, guys. It is setting up. Look at that curl up. It looked pretty good to me today. I'm not going to lie. And had a little red right there. Maybe pulled back in the after hours, 187. Its low is 182. And where does have it at? I didn't look. 187. Yeah, it doesn't look bad to me, guys. I'm telling you, it's trying to curl up. Look at his channels getting way tighter right there. You can see that's coming down and that's going up. So it is looking good. And this LICN guy, this one was down a little bit, but I think it ran up in the after hours. It does say that right there. And I did see it kind of moving there. Let me see. Well, 343 to 372, and then closed at 343. So that one says it's down, and this one says it's came up. So I'm not exactly sure. I think on mine it did say it was up a little bit on my watch list thing, but I can't swear to it. It was moving around today. I do remember that, but I'll keep an eye on this one as well, just like that Clue. But the Clue one was looking a little bit better today. And good old Icon right here. Let's see. Down a penny, and this one just starting to pull back still. It's like still in the basement. It was trying to run up that one day and then just came right back down. And let's see what Icon. Yeah, I mean, it has that crazy look because it opened and closed right around the same spot right there, but still not getting out of the basement. So we'll watch it. And ALLR, this one could be getting set up, guys. I think that could have a roll-off look for either tomorrow or next week. So keep your eye on ALLR. Look at this thing trying to roll off right there. So that's what you're looking for that. If you're checking that one out. And good old Wang and Lee, WLGS. and this is getting to be in a better spot. Remember, we were talking about that coming down, and look how fast it jumped down right there, guys. It was like down today. See what it looks like tomorrow, to be honest with you, but this one could be that setup. Look at it. It jumped down like immediately, not immediately, but really fast today. I wasn't actually expecting to see it down that fast, but it came right down there, and boom, and the 20. Remember, we were talking about the 20 coming down and that trend line. Well, there they are. So we'll be keeping an eye on good old Wang and Lee. Maybe get a little bit of pullback tomorrow, but it could be a great one for next week. So we'll be keeping an eye on Wang and Lee right there. That's for sure. I don't see any news or anything from today. I don't even know what that means. Bid price deficiency. What does that even mean? I don't even know, but whatever. Not even worried. Chart looks good. That's all I care about. LRHC, La Rosa Holdings, and this one was trying to get set up again. Guys, look at it getting flat right there. 20. I think it's waiting for the 20 to come down and grab it. So keep an eye on this LRHC. This could be, you can tell it's trying to make that move up there. So it could be another good opportunity to run up again. This one looks good. Onco right here. This was looking pretty decent, I must say, in that channel, rolling up, curling up, and not looking bad today. I was looking at this thing, ONCO, and it was 7 to 8, and it closed at like 7 something. But look at this thing, because that thing is trying to get set up right there for Onco. And that WeRide, I believe, was down today, was it not? Yeah, it ran up yesterday. And again, these things run up fairly fast, and then you got to get out of them quick. So you got to be paying attention at all times on these things, because they have fast run ups and then they run right back down even faster. Even some of the bigger ones, I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're just crazy right now. The market's all over the place, so you got to really be on top of it if you're trying to trade these bad boys. It's not just the penny ones; it's pretty much all of them. Above, right? Did I talk about this? I forget what I even just said about WeRide. But yeah, it was up yesterday, back today, and it does look like it's trying to stay there in that channel for WeRide. I did pull it up there. I don't know what I even said, but it is trying to stay up. Got to make sure that 20 gets crawled up, and this crawls up there tomorrow. So I'll look at that one again. Good old WRD, but that did run really nice. And this above took a really nice dip right here. It bounced up. What is that even today right there? That is today. It bounced up a little bit, pulled back, it says. And let's see, ABVE, if it's really ready. I don't know if it's getting curled up that fast, but it did have that bounce. I forget, did we say look for that bounce last night on it because it was like pulling back right there? I don't really remember, but I'm not so sure it's exactly ready yet. You could have some more pullback is what it looks like, but it did bounce up a little. And good old Holo was down a little bit, but making that run up today and then pulling back. It did get up to 881 right there for good old Holo. So 819 to 881, and it's at 779 and still not looking bad. So that is your HOLO and trying to make a base right there. So that is what your Holo is up to. And we will be watching that one into next week. And TRNR, that was looking better. We were looking at this the other day and saying finally did it bottom, and I think it did. Now let's just see how much momentum it can catch to really get cruising, because it has dipped down quite a bit here, but it looks like it wants to get moving. I'm not even sure. I was going to say it might have earnings coming up, but that's not always correct. But it is, watch this thing try to get up over this 20 and into that channel right there. Yeah, there's doesn't say anything about the earnings. But anyway, they responded to an FAQ about sports tech's LTM revenue of 54 million and a beat of 5 million through, I don't even know what they're talking about. But anyway, that's Interactive Strength, and it is not looking bad. And like I said, we were looking at this one as well, and this one was looking pretty good too. FMMTO, remember this getting to be in the right spot right there, guys. And there you go. And it's not even curled up yet, and it's still looking good. So FMTO, I would keep an eye on this again. Well, it did run up pretty well, I must say. And I don't know if they definitely, what is going on, because that, oh yeah, that was back there. We're right here. 640 to 690, and it's at 668. So it is still up there. And like I said, it was in a good spot right there. And yeah, that's where it ran around to, and not looking bad for tomorrow for FMTO. So you can keep an eye on that. And this HKPD right here is just that almost looks like a little bottom dip right there before it rolls off and wants to get running back up. So you keep an eye on HKPD. We'll see. It looks like that spot where it can pull itself up and roll itself off. So that's what you're looking for on that HKPD right there. And that could be a good opportunity as well. And let's keep on cruising right through. Where are we? CNA, this one wasn't looking too bad today. It was up yesterday, but trying to run back up again. So keep an eye on it. Hit that top, a little bit of pullback right there. And I'll give you a look right here. And you can see it ran up. And then today it was running around, but still appears to be trying to set up right there. And you can see maybe one more boost in it. So keep an eye on CNA to try to run up one more time. And it did. Look at these candles. It's like a big red and then a couple green and a red and a couple like a green, two greens and then a red and then one. It went 3, 2, 1. That's pretty odd. So we'll look at it. You might get your blast off right now. 3, 2, 1. And now blast off and then come back down for CNA. So watch that. And here we are with Pony was ponying up today a little more, and it was hopping around up. I would watch this bad boy for the for that momentum play in the morning, guys. Keep an eye on PONY Laptop Travel Crew, because this one is looking pretty good to try to continue that momentum tomorrow. So there you go, Pony. And we looked at that last week. So that was a good one. It's been popping up. And how about Block? Remember, we were talking about this trying to run off of there. And again, not so sure it gets through, but it is trying to curl up right there. And that was a good one, up like 4.5% today. Did see that one up. And Bull was way up today. And that was a good one as well, curling up here. And again, I'm not so sure it gets through right there. We're going to have to keep an eye. Like I said, we might have a little bit of pullback, but that one is looking pretty good to try to get cruising. Good old Web Bull right there. And EL, that one's up a little bit. Estee Lauder, we did like that one, and it's hitting that 50, but not looking bad. And Elf is looking pretty good right there, I must say. So keep an eye on good old Elf, because that one could get cruising. Look at that crazy look, and it doesn't look bad. So we'll watch Elf and see what they want to do. Them good old elves. And MST, I believe it is. It's that the leverage one, and this one did jump up some more right there. So there you go. Not only does it pay a whatever the thing is called every week, I can't even think what it is. What the heck? A dividend. Holy cow. It pays like a dividend every week, MST. So there you go with that one. Pretty wild and not looking bad as it's running up. And TTD went nutty in the after hours, and that one still looks pretty good to run up some more for Trade Desk. Look at that thing. Looks pretty good to keep its momentum actually in the morning. So keep an eye on Trade Desk right there. And this BTOG is actually looking pretty nice right here in a good spot as well, looking like it wants to curl up. So keep your eye on BTOG, Bit Origin or something like that. It ran up recently, and like I said, it's trying to get cruising and set up. Whether it pops tomorrow, I'm not sure, but it does look like it's getting set up for at least next week. And GPUS is trying to run back up. It was running up today even higher than it was the other day. So there you go. You got that pull back and then you run up again. So, and I think GPUS could run up a little bit more possibly in the morning, because it's trying to run back up into that top right there off of that support and make it's hitting resistance, but it could just get right through it into the top here. So keep an eye on GPUS in the morning as well. And let's see, where are we? QMMM. This one was looking pretty good today, and I was put this on there for a little momentum play for you guys in the morning. So keep an eye on that one as well for some momentum. And Target right here, we were looking at yesterday, and that one popped up there. So another one that we were just looking at last night, and boom, that one ran up a little bit. Not looking bad. They do have earnings coming up in like a week or two, and it could get up into that 50 right there. So that's Target. MDB is at MongoDB, and we were looking at this last night. It jumped up like $4. So there you go with that one. And that one, what did I type in MDB right there. And there you go. It could even go through that 50 is what it looks like. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one. And ZKIN, like I said, we looked at this last night. Someone brought it up. Maybe it was on the scanner. I wrote it down at the bottom, and it is in the top. Keep an eye on that for a momentum play in the morning as well, because that's not looking bad. And how about Devs? This DevStream one. Let's see what this is up to right here. That one went into the top, and it's just pulling back right there. So coming out of the top, so we'll probably see DevStream come downstream a little bit, and then it definitely came downstream right there. Holy cow! And yeah, that came down pretty quick right there. So I would assume that it's going to come back into that 20 area, into that channel. So keep an eye on DevStream coming downstream right there, pull back even more in the after hours, you can see there. And that looked like it on the other one. And let's take a look at the Lion right here. Let's see what that was looking pretty good last night. That one looks set up, guys. Let's keep an eye on the Lion. And we'll give it the blue screen right there. But yeah, look at that line, and it open and close at the same spot right there. So looking pretty crazy. So definitely keep an eye on your blue screen Lion right there. And let's take a look. Let me mark that one, because that one's actually looking pretty good, I must say. The Lion is. And that Deckers went up some today. And that one had been looking good. It might even run into the top. So there you go for DECK, not looking bad. And that one we were pretty early on, I must say. And KWE right here. This one is setting back up. I know we looked at it the other day. Someone likes this one. And it ran up the other day. And then it came back down. And now it's in that channel right there. So it does look like it's trying to roll back up for that K West or whatever it's called right here. And yeah, it's not looking too bad. Maybe it doesn't pop tomorrow, but it will possibly get set up for next week right there. And Cody, I'm not sure what this is. Compass Diversified Holdings, and that took a huge dip. That's what that is. That one could have a little bounce play tomorrow, guys. So keep an eye on CODI for a little bounce right there. That's not looking too bad. And let's see what the next one. Yeah, that one might have a good old bounce play right there. And AMPX right here was up a little bit today. They have earnings coming up right here, and that was today actually. So they had earnings today, and it must have been pretty good, because it is running up right there, not looking too bad. So we'll keep an eye on that. AMPX, see if you like that tomorrow. Has a little momentum play, so you keep an eye on that. After that earnings run up, it doesn't look too bad. AMPX. And let's see what Works is doing right here. Whoop, WORX. SC Works. And this is actually getting set up, guys. Let it pull back or do whatever. But that one should be a good one for next week to keep an eye on. So let's do that one for next week. Oh, it already ran up. I lied. So I wasn't even paying attention over there. It looked like it was going to pull back, but nope, it already popped up there. So there you go. It looked like it was going to pop up next week, but it already beat us to it, I guess. I wasn't even paying attention. Again, I'm looking at the candles, and I don't even pay attention to over here. Anyway, well, that one already popped, so you can look at it for a momentum play. I thought it was going to wait until next week, but it certainly isn't. And you can see I thought it was going to just wait until it came down like one more day, but apparently not. It already popped up there for Work. So if you want to look at that for a little momentum play. And Carvana right here, CVNA. Oh, CVNA, good old Carvana. And we were looking at this, and it popped way up there. I didn't even see it way up there today. Or didn't, Luis Rodriguez? You did tell me it was way up there today. Had a huge dip down there yesterday. Look at that. If you caught that 229, then it came up to 286 right now. That would have been crazy right there. So good one on Carvana right there today. That one jumped big time. And let's see what that MLGO is up to. That one was on the list yesterday, coming down to that bottom. And that could be a good opportunity right here to get cruising. MLGO. Look at that thing trying to get curled up. Micro Algo, that is a China one at 250 or 260 right there, somewhere in that area. But yeah, that one looks like it's trying to get set up possibly for next week. But take a look at that tomorrow. And this ASST was a great one. We looked at talked about it earlier. And again, look at it tomorrow if it wants to run up one more time in a momentum play at the top right there. But we had looked at this the other day, like last week, and I was saying it was going to be a good assist. I had said it before. It had run up one other time, and that was that asset entities thing. And we were looking at that bad boy. And let's see what QBTS, we went through these this morning, that D Wave Quantum, and that ran up really well. So there you go with QBTS, and we did check it out, 727 to 1089. It's at 1011, and it still doesn't even look that bad. It does have a lot of resistance coming up, so we'll have to keep an eye on that resistance. And IONQ right here was also up a little bit, and that's curling up. And again, we looked at all these quantum ones and computer hardware ones this morning, and they were all set up pretty good. So IONQ and the whole crew right there, that RGTI, what was that up to today? RGTI was moving along, and QUBT, I can't even type. We're right. QUBT right there's that quantum. And QBTS is the one that D-Wave right there. And QTUM, that's the Defiance ETF. Look at that thing running up there. And QMCO, that was the other one right there. And there you go. That one's going to get moving. Keep an eye on QMCO tomorrow, guys. And doesn't look like it already ran up like the other ones right there. It looks like it's lagging behind a little bit. So keep an eye on that. That could get cruising tomorrow, guys. QMCO. So there you go with that one. Keep an eye on that guy. And there you go for that. And that was them bad boys. And we went through all them and SES. Let's see what that's doing. SES AI Corporation, and that thing it looks like it's making that hard curl back up. We'll have to see what it wants to do right there. That one's a tough one. Let me see what it ran up like today. I mean, it does look like it wants to make that hard curl up. I would keep an eye on it tomorrow, make sure it does, and it gets through that like 99-cent area, so it can really get cruising there for SES, and like it has to be pretty solid getting through. And that ADD, didn't that just run the other day? And then it ran up some more today, actually, and not looking bad. So you might want to keep ADD on your chart or on your list for tomorrow for another momentum play right there. So there are a bunch of them early in the morning. And UCAR right here. Look at this bad boy. And this thing is not looking bad right there for UCAR. And we were talking about this the other day. It ran up pretty well. And let's see. UCAR right there, and yeah, look at it, not looking bad, and that is that China Auto Truck, and it did run right to there. And let's see if it wants to get cruising and crawling up again. It appears that it's trying to right here, so looks like it wants to. And let's see what's going on. That RGTI is ready for takeoff. I can't argue with that one. So keep an eye on these bad boys tomorrow, because that thing is looking pretty good. It does want to run up there. RGTI right there. So it does look like it wants to continue. Keep that on your list for tomorrow. Maybe that'll be the one that we run with. We should pick one. Luis Rodriguez, we should let you pick one each night. You should have your own little spot. I have a good idea. You guys can post about it and see if you like the idea. Here we go. I think Luis Rodriguez should throw like one or two out, because he is on fire, especially with the options and just seeing. And then just throw one or two out that you like for the next day. We'll go through them, and we'll have our Luis Rodriguez little segment too, because we can add you for a great segment, Luis Rodriguez. You give some really, really great ones like laptop travel. And of course, Asian Joe Lee gives our great lists in the morning and has her jams, and hopefully she's feeling better. I'll have to shoot her a message and see how she's doing. And but yeah, so you guys think about that, or Luis Rodriguez, and I think that might be a good idea. And then yeah, we go from there. You don't even have to give them to me ahead of time. During the show, you can just be like, here's two that I think are the best for tomorrow, and then we'll have a little Luis Rodriguez segment too, because you just crush it with these things. That one looked great. I mean, he was so on the money with Toyota Motor and so many other ones, guys. And Toyota Motor looks like it might be trying to pop back up and roll back off, but obviously hit the resistance. So yeah, you might have to play that back up there, Luis Rodriguez. Oh yeah, look at it, jumped up in the after hours. It might be really jumping up here, Toyota. Yeah, hit that 20 popping up, and it's going to roll. It looks like it's going to go up even higher this time. So there you go with that. Let's look at it. And Luis Rodriguez, he just said, got it. So perfect. There you go. And I think that's a great idea, guys. And we'll, so yeah, we have our laptop travel list, which is a great list. I mean, God, you could always pick any of them and just kind of cruise around with them. And, but yeah, Luis Rodriguez, little option play or something like that. So we'll make that. And I'll actually just like change. I was going to change some of the, list up this weekend anyway, so I'll include something there and we'll make it really good. So there you go. And yeah, that RGTI, guys, is looking good. So I was thinking that today, like maybe we have to pick one that we should all try to look at and play or something like that. What we think is the best one as a show, and go with it. Because we do find like so many great ones, or maybe even like 2 or 3 that we really like. Because there's penny stocks, big caps, and all that. So just an idea. And Luis Rodriguez said he's in, so I think we can do that, and we can do it as a show too. And then Luis Rodriguez gives us some great ones. So anyway, RGTI, that is a beauty, I'm telling you. So we're keeping an eye on that thing for tomorrow, guys. So maybe that'll be our play of the day. We'll have something like that. And here we go. We'll just keep on cruising right through, and we'll get to everybody's, I promise you. And we were looking at ADD, and watch for this bounce there. It wasn't looking too bad to try to bounce up. UCAR, we were looking at an SHPH. Holy cow, what did I type? SH Shuttle Pharmaceuticals. And this one isn't looking too bad. It probably going to try to hit that 20 right there. Oh, nope, it already ran up in the after hours. It looks like 32. I wasn't looking, but there you go. It did run up, and it ran right to the 50. So we'll see what it wants to do in the morning, because if they run up and hit that 50 in the morning, it's up here right here. So we'll see. You watch that one in the morning for some momentum as well. It has it in the after hours. And PRSO right here was up a little bit, and that one is hitting resistance, but look at that curl up right here. PRSO, and that one does look like it's trying to run up. That one might be a really good one to take a look at for tomorrow too, guys. PRSO. So we're just gonna add that right there real quick. And we do have a little list. I did put the laptop travel list. That's right, and the top picks right there. I remember I did that, but then we stopped doing them. But we'll get back to it and do it again. RGTI, PRSO, 2 really good ones right there. I mean, PRSO has that resistance, so we have to be careful of that, but it does look like it wants to go right through it and kind of get moving. So we'll keep an eye on that one. You can see it rolling off there. It does look pretty good to me. And that one's a cheaper one right there. So that one does look good, and that AGMH has been looking good, guys. I must say, it's trying to get set up. Might have a little bit of pullback right there, but it'll probably be a better setup for next week, unless it ran and I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, look at it. It's trying to get set up right here. So we'll keep an eye on that, and that could get really running again. AGMH, and that's a computer hardware in Hong Kong, guys. So I think we might have to keep an eye on AGMH as well, just because it is getting set up. I know it already ran. We were looking at it, ran up, pulled back, but it looks like it could be getting set back up again. So that one could be a really good opportunity. And that's CTMX right here. Let's look at it. I think these were what, Barb or Doge Mama 9? Barb, one of you two sent them over. I forget now, but that one did run up today. Remember, we were looking at it, wasn't it right up here? And we were saying, look at it for a little bounce up or a momentum play. So I guess you took that one. Who was it? Barb, probably, I think, had these, and CTMX. And that one doesn't look bad to try to continue its way up there tomorrow. Look at that, 105 to 140. It's at 139. I'd say that was a good one right there. Good call for that right there. And again, watch that for a momentum play in the morning. So that's CTMX right there. So keep your eye on it. It looks like it has earnings coming up, and it is in the top, and it does look like it could run up there a little bit more. So there you go with them. And let's take a look and see what our laptop travel list and Jolie's jams, and I'll take a look and see what you guys want to see. And then we'll get through our SPY, crypto, and everybody else. So here we go with AMPX right here. And that one looks really good. It looks like it was running up in the after hours as well. But this one does look really good. American Move. Oh, no, that's not it. It doesn't look like it anyway. That looks more like it right here. And yeah, check that one out, guys. AMPX, that could be a really good one right there for tomorrow as well. ANVS, this one was trying to cruise up there, and that one is not looking bad and does look like it's trying to cruise up as well. So keep an eye on that one too, ANVS. And again, this laptop travel list is always a solid one. So all the time, they may not run 100% off this. They usually do off the laptop lowdowns in the morning. This one's just good ones, like solid ones that run around. This is getting ready to run around ASYS and CLSD. Clearside Biomedical. Remember, I thought this was like some kind of a psychedelic company right here, but I don't think it is. You guys think Laptop Travel said it wasn't. And let's see what it's doing. It's in that channel, and it is trying to set up to roll up there, so you can see it right there. So watch it just come back a little bit to get that roll, CLSD, and that'll be good in the werewolf right here. HOWL, HOWL, they have earnings. They had them today, and I guess they weren't beautiful. It's just pulling back a little bit, so let HOWL pull back, and it'll go back up as it rolls off. And MGNX right here, it looks like it's trying to set up. They have earnings next week, and that looks like it's about to roll off right here, MGNX. So you keep an eye on that one. Look at that setup right there. Looks pretty good, I must say. And MREO, here we go with MREO, and that one's trying to get set back up. Make sure it rolls off, though. It has some resistance right there, so just take a look at that to make sure it gets off, rolls through there. And PACB, Pacific Biosciences, has earnings, or they did yesterday or today. They had them. And let's see, it was running up there, not looking too bad on PACB. And yeah, that one could try to get into that channel. It is getting pushed on the 20, so make sure it gets in there and then your 20 rolls up for it. But that's what you're looking at. And PYXS. Wow, that one's a tough one. PYXS, there we go. And that is getting set back up to roll off as well. So many of them, guys, and we love these things over top when they're setting up like this right now. It's a great pattern, I must say. So you got to keep an eye out for them. And Laptop Travel has his scanner set up perfectly for them, so you don't even have to look for them because we give them to you all the time. That one's just pulling back. SLN just a little bit to get set up, and SNES is that chemical company we're talking about. They do have earnings today. They did, and it was just kind of flat and nothing crazy. Maybe you get a little bit of pullback for a good opportunity on that one right here. I don't know what I just typed in, but here it is. And yeah, it's definitely trying to get set up to run, guys. So SNES not looking bad there as well. And let's see, STRO, good old Sutro Biopharma, and that's hitting some resistance. Had the earnings today. It does look like it could pull back a little bit to get set back up. Let's just see if we're right there. And yeah, it could get pulled back just a little bit for Stro. And there you go for your Laptop Travel list. And that is a beauty right there. AMPX and ANVS. Definitely keep your eye on them in the morning. At MGNX looking really good, and a couple other ones right there. So there you go with that one, Laptop Travel. Thank you very much. And let's see our Jolie's Jams right here. And again, hopefully Asian Jolie is feeling better because her Agrify are feeling pretty good today, jumping into the top. Look at that thing. AGFY, that thing was jumping up there pretty nice, so keep an eye on that. It could continue in the morning for a momentum play right there for Agrify. And that Blink wasn't looking bad. Remember, it looked pretty good yesterday. And they do have earnings coming up next week, and that thing was running up, and we just said it last night, finally looked pretty good. And there you go. So I should listen back to my show and actually play half of these. I don't even remember what the hell I say. I just cruise through these things and look at them, and I have to go through them all again just to know what I even talk about. And I make dots and lines and stuff, and then I go through them, and I totally forget what I even say. Honestly, I literally have to go back. Sezzle was sizzling again, guys. I mean, this thing was getting crazy, and it was yesterday. Yeah, there it is, Sezzle. It was running up yesterday there in the after hours, and then more today, 69 to 81. So that bad boy just didn't account for the after hours last night, but it is in the top now. So might come back down a little bit, but Sezzle was sizzling there. And good old Sterling right here. This one, remember we were saying that was going to get close to that 200. It got up there to what, 179 as a tie, probably, or 183. And now it's in the top. It could still roll back up into the top and stay in there, but I would be careful chasing it at that point. But put a good one. And Rivian is trying to get rolling up. Rivian's not looking bad, guys, so keep an eye on that. That could get cruising right now. And good old Symbiotic. What do you think about Rivian there? Guys, that one looks pretty good. Look at that thing. We'll look at Rivian real quick on here. That thing looks like it's about to curl up pretty good, I must say. So Rivian looks like it could have a nice little bounce. So there you go with that. And Symbiotic right here is trying to run up there. It's hitting the 200, so we'll have to see what it wants to do. Not bad, but it did run up. We'll see if it has some pullback. And there you go with your Jolie's Jams. And again, hopefully Asian Jolie is feeling better, and hopefully she's out of hospital and at home. So I'll send her a message, and we've all been thinking about her. Hopefully she's feeling better there and doing well. And here we go. So we did look at all these big jumpers and everything else. We talked about that. I'll go through this real quick. We'll do it a little crazier, and then I'll go through the messages and see what we're looking at in the SPY and the big cap. But that's STI. I think we saw that this morning. It was on here already moving up. And DGLY was just like up a penny. But remember, this thing had taken that huge dip down right there and reverse split yesterday, so we will keep an eye on it. I think it might have a little more pullback. That green lane we're looking at, and assist was way up. And let's see what else is going on. That Soxel's moving up a little bit again. BBD, that one ran up. Banco something, that's like a Spanish Brazilian bank. And our logic mark just kind of hanging out right there at 0.0111, no, 0.0111 right there. So we're definitely going to see how that opens up. And the Zap was way down. We're going to look at that bad boy and see what Zap is up to if it wants to get zapping. It's an electrical company or EV something, electrical vehicles or something like that. And it did go 46 to 93 and back to 36. So Zap was zapping around today. I don't know what the heck it was up to, but look at that thing. Holy cow. That did run up and it's still back down. So we'll have to look at Zap and see if it wants to zap up again right there. And that HIMS, I think, could have been topping out. It's in the top right there. And let's see. And this is the SPXS. So that's the bear for the S&P 500. And again, it does, I mean, it is getting set up here. Is it going to go through? I'm not so sure, but you can see it's trying to get set up. But by that point, they could be all changed around there. So that's what we'll be watching for anyway. And MSTZ is the bear, for the MSTR ETF. And Lucid's been down a little bit, up a little bit today. Nothing crazy. And that Warner Brothers, remember we were saying it looked good? I think somebody said they were like trying to like split the company, do something. Didn't they say that before or something? I forget what the heck they were trying to do, but they're trying to do something. I don't really remember what it is. But anyway, we don't really worry about the news. Remember I said about the airlines the other day, American Airlines? That one started popping up from down there, and they don't look bad either. American Airlines looks pretty good right there. Let's see what JetBlue, that was running up a little yesterday, not looking bad. And Delta right here. And that one, look at Delta. That one looks good, guys. So Delta could continue up tomorrow. So that one could be another good one. And we were just looking at the airlines and saying that they look good, not just the other day. So that one, look at Fly. Look at that one. Is that Spirit? Didn't they like go bankrupt or something? I don't even know, but this thing looks like it wants to fly soon. So there you go. Laptop Travel probably knows all about these guys. And they do all look good. United Airlines looks good. Frontier looks good. ULCC. So, yeah, these things look pretty good, guys. Might have to keep an eye on the airlines right here, looking pretty decent. So keep an eye on them, guys, as well. And what else were we looking at? I forget where we were. Oh, yeah, we were back over here. That DNN just keeps going up just slowly, but nothing real crazy. And we'll look at all these guys. So we saw that. I'll just jump over here real quick since we're doing that. And I'll take a look and see what you guys want to see in our big caps and everybody else. And Jay-Z was jumping up there. He was that's a China one, China technology one running up, and we looked at all these guys. AXDX was pulling back into the basement there, and this is well logistics or something. Then we just look at that not long ago. It was hopping up. I know, I just remember the name or something like that. And let's see that Cody right here with a big dip. And we were taking a look at this thing. It did take a huge dip today, so we'll watch for that. And ASST was way up there. And let's see what else is going on. Anything crazy? I don't see, but yeah, nothing real crazy. Nothing crazy that we haven't seen. Let's put it that way. Let me go through and see what you guys want to see. And then we'll go through and cruise through the rest of everything. So here we go. Let me see what's going on here. And good evening, everybody. And let's see. I know I talked about a couple of these already. And let me see. TNON. We were talking about that the other day. Deep Soul Diving. Remember this one? TNON. We were talking about it because it went from like 4 to 125. And that actually does look pretty good. It was looking pretty good the other day. It was like right around here. That's when we were talking about it. Took another level down. So it's perfect. Keep an eye on that one tomorrow. TNON. That doesn't look bad right there. So, yeah, we were just looking at that not long ago. So, thank you about that. And PZZA, is that Papa John's or something? Some kind of, yeah, Papa John's. That one's looking pretty good on the earnings, running up there at 5.30, up $5.30 right there for PP. What am I doing here? Let me get out of the American Airlines and or the airlines and PZZA. And yeah, I mean, it ran up into that 50. It should try to break through. It looks like it has pretty good resistance right there. So we'll keep an eye on that. And DIN, Dine Brands, is up as well, hitting the 50. So both of them are up right there. And they did have earnings yesterday, and it looked red, but popped up there. So PNTN right here. What is that one? PTN. Let me see. It's a pink sheet, you said. So I'd have to look at it over here. PTN and Palatine. Let's see. It just looks like it was pulling back a little bit. Let me see if it comes up on here. PTN. There it is. And yeah, just pulling back into that basement, a nice little dip. So we'll look at it. Did come down a level, so we do like that. And we'll see what that's up to. And let's see IOTR right here, that IO31, and that looks like it's trying to curl up out of the basement of Singapore. One IOTR. Yeah, that one's not looking bad. Laptop Travel, 41 to 49. It's at 47. So keep an eye on that one, guys. IOTR. Pretty good for tomorrow right there, especially in the morning. That one will probably move for us. And let's see what else is going on. Let's look at IEYE and National Vision Holdings. That one ran up. You might get a good momentum play on tomorrow, being that it's already run up into that top right there. So you can keep an eye on right there to run up in the top, especially in the morning. And APDN, yeah, we haven't looked at that one in a little bit. Applied Sciences, I didn't realize it was down at 84, but that one's not looking bad. It was trying to run up the other day up here and then pull back, but not looking bad right there. So it could actually get set up now. APDN. And yeah, we can keep an eye on this one. It's right there. It was trying to get it on that 20, but it's looking pretty good now. And it'll get in that channel and probably run up there. So we could get some good movement on APDN. Good eye on that one there, Larry. So thank you. And let's see, it's limbo time for UNH. So let's see what it's doing. UNH, that United Health one. Oh, yeah, it's right around there, isn't it? You're right, Luis Rodriguez. That's probably your bottom. I think you're right. 385, probably right about there, guys, is going to be your bottom. And again, maybe we just get one curl up and a little pullback, but I do think you're on to something on that one, UNH. And that one might be like one take a look at tomorrow and ride it out for like 3-4 weeks. And see what happens, because like I said, it's gonna curl up there and get moving. So I do think you're getting to be at that bottom. And again, we could have a curl up and even pull back, but it'll be a nice little pop up on a curl up if it gets moving. So let's keep an eye on that one for sure. And let's see what UPS was up to. I know we were looking at UPS here, and that was up 299. That does look pretty good as well. And that could be a good one for tomorrow as well. UPS. Yeah, that one could deliver. UPS, I do like that one. Let's jot that one down. We'll go through a couple at the end that we like. How's that? UPS is one of them, I think. And of course, that Deckers, I mean, you nailed it. And I think it's going to go even higher, guys. This one could be the one that we play up into the top. What do you think, Luis Rodriguez? Deckers right there. We have so many right now to go through, but we'll nail down at least 2 or 3 that everybody will be kind of happy by. And RGTI, what is it at anyway? I don't even know. It's at 10. Yeah, it'll fly right through 12. I agree with that. That thing's going to get cruising right there. Look at it moving. So I agree with you on that one. And that one could be a good one too for cheap options because RGTI is only $10 right now. So that one could be a decent. We already said that's a really good play, but I'm saying that could be a good one for your options tomorrow. And see if it just busts right through. It looks like it's going to. And let's see what else is going on here. Let me see what you guys want to see. Let's see. Oh yeah, deep soul diving, definitely, dude. Hop in with the always pick the ones that get cursed. He said, nah, dude, hop in. Like I said, we're gonna make a list of ones that we really like, and then we'll go through them at the end as a show. But we're definitely gonna take a couple of Luis Rodriguez because he's always on point. I mean, he's been on point for Luis Rodriguez has been listening to the show since the very beginning. Him, Laptop Travel, and a few others, and so yeah, he's been on point for a long time. I don't know how he hasn't had a segment already, to be honest with you. He's an OG and is really good. I mean, he nails them for sure. Oh yeah, the Banks. Holy cow, you talked about them last night, and they were really nice today too. Look at that, JP Morgan, and these could continue to run up. So, all right, we're gonna have to nail it down, Luis Rodriguez, because we're gonna have a bunch of good ones like JP Morgan. Morgan Stanley was looking good, and this one was Citigroup, and I kept saying it was something else. I forget. Oh, I kept saying it was JP Chase, that's what I kept saying, and it's that was obviously JP Morgan is Chase now, so JP Morgan Chase. So yeah, the banks right here, probably really good ones as well. I mean, this list is crazy. Hold on, I gotta jot these down. So I think we definitely have to jump in something tomorrow and crush it because there's just a ton of opportunities. RGTI is Luis Rodriguez's pick, and RGTI Laptop Travel says that one. Let's look at LTBR as well. That's that Lightbridge one. And yeah, that one's actually looking pretty good too to try to run up there. It has that crazy look right there and try to bounce up. LTBR. I could see that one trying to pop up as well. That does not look bad at all at 970. So keep an eye on Lightbridge. I definitely like that look. Look at that 20 and 50 and everything curling up pretty good. So that one could be a little runner tomorrow as well. So yeah, keep an eye on that. And I think RGTI is Luis Rodriguez's pick. So we're going to go with it and say RGTI right here. And even Laptop Travel, I'll put your LTBR up here, and then I'll post out the list. But RGTI, I think, might be a solid one, guys. Hope if I write it down right, it is looking really good right there. What other one? I should say the other one that didn't really run off there when we were going through them quantum ones. I forget which one it was. To be completely honest, QMCO. This one is looking pretty good too, guys. So keep an eye on that one. While we're looking at RGTI right now, keep an eye on QMCO because that one didn't really run today. Has a little pullback look right there. I think RGTI looks better at the moment, but you can see this one trying to get set up as well. So that one is looking pretty decent for a computer hardware. But RGTI, I think, is a great one right there. I agree 100%. I do think that PRSO, so we have a big list of them. Just got to make sure you get through that resistance on that one. So you got a couple different looks too. but that one, make sure you get through the resistance. DECK, that could be a good momentum runner as it's getting to the top. If it gets into the top, it's going to continue to run, and you can see the 200's way up there. But we were early on that one, of course. And JP Morgan, these bank ones do look like they want to run up a little bit more as well. So you can keep an eye on that. But there you go, I'd say. And UPS looking good as well. So, but yeah, RGTI is looking great right there, I think, as well. Luis Rodriguez. So there you go. And did I hear Trump's comments today saying everyone should be buying stocks? I know last time he said the marks jumped, and then boom, they did jump again. So there you go. Every time he does say it, they pop up and they run for a few days. So yeah, I think RGTI, guys, tomorrow we'll have to jump in it in the morning, look at it, and see what it's all about there. So we'll crush that one. Let me see if I missed anything on this side. Because I'm done. Lewis, right? Your messages just started coming up on the other on X, and then they usually come up on the StreamYard. They come up all over the place, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, here we go. Yeah, the RGTI is ready for takeoff. I'm reposting Luis Rodriguez's chart right there. He likes it, and I do too. And we did look at the CTMX and AGMH, and yeah, they look really good, I think. And we reposted that, and I think let's see. Yeah, Trump's tariffs are working so well that even the popes are being made in America now. So there you go, because the American Pope. And guys, I'll be honest with you, they said there was a Pope, and I was just tweeted out messing around that I was the Pope, and I didn't know it was an American Pope. And I was like, wow, that was pretty wild. So yeah, that was pretty crazy that we have an American Pope for the first time ever. So that's pretty cool. And Genius Group, that was the one I meant. I knew there was one there that I needed to write down. Let's look at GNS and see what that's doing right here. Good old Genius Group. We looked at it the other day. It wasn't looking bad. I remember it was running up here, pulling back, and that one looks like it's curling off pretty well too, GNS, and it does look like it ran up 33 to 47. It's at 35. And it did run up a little bit today. It has a crazy look. Let's look at it tomorrow with that crazy look right there. But it does look like it wants to try to roll off there. So we'll look at GNS. See what good old Genius Group wants to do. And I think we got to all of them right there. That's for sure, I believe. And that OCGN, well, I keep forgetting to write that down, but that is rolling back up. They do have earnings coming up and a blue screen, but they do have their earnings tomorrow, and it is getting set up, guys. So keep an eye on that OCGN. It is down here, but still looking pretty good to get set up there. So we'll be watching that bad boy OCGN, see what that has in mind. And the 20's over and the 50's under. We usually don't like that, but we'll see what's going on with OCGN. Chart is very interesting, and it obviously did what we said it was going to do, but I do think it's going to pop up. Not sure what their earnings are going to say, Ro, but 8:30 in the morning right there to discuss some business updates, and I'm telling you, the chart's looking way better, so that'll be a good one right there for sure. And that TerraWolf right here, that one's actually looking pretty good. I gave that out on the small cap show, and look at this thing. That thing is continuing to run up. It looks really good. WULF, good old TerraWolf. You might want to take a look at Wolf. That one looks pretty good to start howling again. Some more, and then how is the other wolf right here? Because that was up a little bit as well, and that one's not looking bad. And I gave that out down here, so two good ones on the small cap show I gave out for everyone. And INUV right here just has earnings, just kind of cruising around AMCX. AMC Networks, that's kind of pulling back. And let's look at our big caps anyway and see what they're up to right now. I think I got through everything else, so let's go ahead and see what's up to. And Luis Rodriguez likes the July 18th calls at $10 strike. They were up 51% today, and so that must have been on SMCI, right? I don't see, probably, I'm sure. So I don't see where it even says the stock at, but yeah, it probably is SMCI. Let me see. I think that's, or RGTI. That's RGTI. I'm sorry. That's what it was supposed to be. All right. RGTI right there. So, check it out. And they were up 51% today. That's pretty good, I must say. And yeah, take a look. I'll retweet that out right there. You guys can take a look at it. So there you go. And that's what we're going to be looking at for tomorrow. So we're going to be looking at our RGTI, the Luis Rodriguez special right there. So here we go. Let's look at our big caps and SPY and see what they were up to and see what's happening here. So let's see. Our SPY was up. It pulled back in the after hours. And again, it's just setting up right here after today's crazy news and everything else. So we'll see. Could have a little bit of pullback, but it looks pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to jump off a cliff or anything. So we'll see what it looks like at 7 a.m. Apple, it's just kind of bouncing around. And it was a little, well, it was up and then pulled back a hair, and it's hitting that line. We'll see. It has to pull itself back up tomorrow. So Apple needs to stay green to roll off of there and get back into that channel. So that's what you're looking for Apple if it's going to move. Amazon was not looking bad, and that looks like it's trying to set up and get cruising right there. So you might want to keep an eye on good old Amazon right here. And let's see what Google is doing right now. It is up a little bit after yesterday's pullback, and another one that we have to see if it wants to roll off right there. So obviously keeping an eye on good old Google to try to roll off. It looks like it wants to try to after yesterday's dip. And Meta was not bad. It wasn't anything crazy, just sitting right there. So again, they did jump up a little bit, but they don't look that crazy. So we'll be keeping an eye to make sure we know what exactly is going on. And here's Microsoft right here. And that one did run up a little bit. It didn't quite get up to that 450. It got up to 443 right there. So it's getting close. It probably will touch it tomorrow, huh, Luis Rodriguez? So that one we were saying if we wanted to go right to 450, we should have listened and jumped in it. But there you go for that one. And the video right here is hitting some resistance and could pull back a little bit. And Tesla wasn't looking bad. It's up a little bit, and I think Tesla's going to start cruising, guys. So keep an eye on Tesla to get rolling up. That does not look bad at all. So keep an eye on good old Tesla. And there you go with your Mag 7 right there. And let's cruise through the rest of these. AMC, what did they do? They had their earnings, right? Oh, it was yesterday. They had earnings yesterday. I forgot that fast, but just kind of ran around. But it is getting set up, guys. I'm telling you, it's not looking bad for AMC right there. Yeah, look at that thing. And GameStop right here is not looking bad either, trying to curl up. Oh, let me see if it'll type in GME right there. So here we go with GameStop, and look at it on top of that support line, trying to get cruising, not looking bad. Chewy's been looking pretty good, but it's run up. I think it might have a little bit of pullback or curl back up tomorrow. Not looking bad there. And Unity is trying to get set up. So keep an eye on this Unity right there. We'll see if it wants to roll off. It appears that it wants to. That's what they generally been doing. And let's go ahead and look at Netflix right here. It was pulled back a little bit, but it is coming out of the top right there. So Netflix coming down a little bit for us. Yeah, it's not coming out of it'll probably roll. I don't know. We'll have to look at it. It's been run up there pretty high. Like I said, I would be careful with that one. And AVGO right here. Let's look. These guys have run up right here, and they could be hitting that resistance to pull back. So we will be watching these semiconductors. MU, same situation, but that one doesn't look too bad. That one looks like it could run up a little bit higher. So there you go with MU. That doesn't look bad. And TSM, this one's been looking pretty decent. Look at that crazy look it has right there. It has a ton of crazy looks. And let's see what it's up to. Yeah, just a bunch of crazy looks like it's setting up to do something. So we'll be keeping an eye on TSM for next week. And SMCI, a little bit of pullback, but getting set up. And again, they had earnings the other day, and they weren't the greatest, but it didn't do anything terrible. AMD, another one, has like a lot of crazy looks going on. It had been running up, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the semiconductors, but they could pull back the set back up. So that's what we could see with AMD and some of these semiconductors, and they have run up. QCOM was run up and a little pullback. Oh, it has that little trend line right there. So doesn't look bad for QCOM right here. Again, probably staying in that channel just for a hair. and then get setting up for next week. Intel is looking good. Look at that bad boy looking nice to get up there. And PayPal is moving too. So keep an eye on that. PayPal right there, that was trying to cruise up, not looking bad, trying to get up to that 75. So let's take a look at Snow. That was looking good and still running up. Be careful, though. It is hitting the top right there. So we'll have to keep an eye on Snow, see if it gets into the top. Dell is setting up and a little bit of pullback, but I think you do have a pretty good setup happening for next week for Dell and PLTR. This one tried to run back up. It's hitting that resistance. It does look pretty good to try to run up there, those for Planet or Palantir. So look at that bad boy trying to curl back up. So it had some good pullback and a nice run up there again. And Sophie didn't look bad today trying to run back up. So that one's not looking bad. And Mara, they had their earnings today. I have no idea what happened. It looked like it's red for some reason, but this thing's rolling up there and getting cruising. So has a little resistance up here. Let's see if it can get through for Mara. And Clean Spark was the other one that had them today. And I'm not sure what happened, but it's not looking bad. I know that for Clean Spark, CLSK. And yeah, look at that thing looking pretty good trying to roll off. So I'd keep an eye on Clean Spark as well. That one's looking good. And then Riot, we skipped right past, but that didn't have earnings. It had it the other day, and that looks like it's curling up. So good old Riot looking pretty good right there as well. So there you go. Riot, I'd say, is pretty good. Looking probably better than Clean Spark and Mara maybe. So yeah, Riot looks pretty good right there. And let's see what else is going on with our list with MicroStrategy, because he was moving up today, that's for sure, at 421. MSTR. And there you go, up in the after hours, cruising into the top, looking pretty good as Bitcoin's at 102. It was just under, it's at 102.925. It's like right there at 103, and Ethereum's at 2,203. And let's see what else is going on. Solana's at 163, jumping up there pretty quick. Cardano 77 right there, and Ripple 231. So yeah, Ripple cruising along too. And our Doge is back at 19. So some of these guys are moving, like Chainlink's at 1585. I might as well just click on there and go through crypto real quick and show you guys what's going on. Look at that thing. Woo. Oh my goodness. Look at that bad boy. Looking pretty good, I must say. And let's see what these guys look like real quick. They are getting into the top. And like I was saying before, remember I was saying I thought they wanted to make that 100,000 base. So we'll see how long they stay in the top and what happens. But they are looking pretty damn good to cruise up here. You see Ethereum got right into the top. Solana did the exact same thing. It's getting into the top right there. And Ripple's ripping up there. So that looks pretty good to try to run some more. Doge looks like it wants to try to get curled up there and run up some more. And Cardano's looks like it wants to get over that 50 as well. So they do look good. Chainlink looks like it's trying to get rolling right there. That's for sure. And so there you go with them guys. And I think that's usually the ones that we look at. This one's not too bad. XLM. I guess they don't have H bar on here. Nah. H bar we'd have to look at over here. H bar USD. And let's see, it's right there. And that thing had run up and not looking bad there for H bar at 19.5. So there you go with our crypto. And let's see what his ETF at. It was just over 6 million, wasn't it? So let's see where it's at right now. It's at a 6.3, it looks like, is what it's saying, I think. If that's yeah, 6.3 and moving up right now. So what a call earlier, huh? It was at what, 4.8, 4.7? Maybe at 5 this morning when I said it was getting ready to rock and roll, guys. And I'd say that was a pretty nice one. Jumped right up there. But yeah, crypto is looking good. And I told you that thing's going to get wild. So keep an eye on that. ATPC finally took that dip you called the other day to the 150s and made a few bucks playing it and bowed just in time. So thanks. There you go, Barbara. That's a beauty. ATPC. I'm telling you, Barbara's about to get her. And yeah, look at that thing. Did dip down, but ran around nice. Look at that thing. ATPC. 171. It was down at 151, closed at 161. So it did come down there and ran up a little bit. So there you go. She was watching it and just kept her eye. And she had asked, I said it might pull back there, and bam, she nailed that one. So yeah, Barbara might get her in a segment soon too, because she's been nailing a bunch. She nails a bunch all the time. And so yeah, I think our GTI is going to be our Luis Rodriguez and our show pick for tomorrow, because that thing is looking good, and I think we will start to do that each night. How you guys like that? We'll do it that way, and obviously we won't force anything if nothing looks really that great. I mean, generally something looks pretty good to us, but if nothing looks perfect, we'll look at them in the morning as well and make sure that we pick something solid there. So I think that's what we'll be doing there. So yeah, RGTI, I like it right there. And Laptop Travel likes the 750 20 June 25 calls on the LTBR, and he agrees with the July 13th calls for with Luis Rodriguez. And I tweeted that out, guys, so you know. And yeah, we were talking about Cody just took a huge dip, and I already put a 4 next to it. I think it's somewhere's on here. Yep, already got a bounce play on it right there, Chris. So thank you very much for that one. Chris L. Abate right there. So appreciate that. And let's see what else. I think I got everything else. And let's see, we did our crypto big caps, Mag 7, all that good stuff. And no, I didn't finish our crypto. Hold on. I took a little U-turn right there. And we didn't look at Coinbase, which was way up today, 5%. Not looking bad. They had earnings, didn't they? Yeah, they had their earnings. Not sure what happened, but it does look pretty good. I mean, look at Coinbase right here, looking pretty decent to roll off. And Robinhood as well. That was up there. So Robinhood looking pretty good and could have a good momentum play right there for Robinhood. So keep an eye on that. And I'm going to add Robinhood to our list here. I think that's a good one. DJT was up a little bit and it's hitting that resistance, but looking good. There is fun right here. And I told you guys that was setting up, and that one's about to get fun too. That one's going to get good, guys. Keep an eye on fun right there. That's looking pretty good. And how about Mountain? We might get rid of this one. We don't really care. It was up today, hitting some resistance, but there you go. And MCD, McDonald's was down. Another one we might drop off. And Boeing, that was up. Look at it, just keeps running. That thing always is running because of the contracts it has. It's not even good. It's just the big contracts. And Space has been looking good. Remember I was saying that? And here we go with Space. They have earnings on the 15th, but that thing looks like it could get running for real. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And IBM has been solid. It's just getting up there. And let's take a look at our Disney right here at 105. Look at that call, guys. I bet you like that one. And Oxy right there is up a little bit, and that was looking pretty good today. And so was ExxonMobil. So they were looking pretty decent finally. And that Nike wasn't looking too bad. Says it was up, yeah, just a little bit. Wasn't doing anything crazy. And it ran up yesterday. DXYZ is looking pretty good to get moving right here, guys. So, and what was that? FNG something. Is that what that is? FNGA? And what was the other one? FNG something. I forget what the heck they were. FNG something. D something like that. Yeah. And yeah, look at that thing. That one might get cruising. Well, maybe. That's the inverse one. So we'll be watching these guys. We were watching them before. I was just curious. One was like super expensive and the other one super cheap. I'm not sure what's up with that, but there you go with them. And we got right through that whole list. And yeah, RGTI, guys, I think is going to be the play of the day for tomorrow. So obviously, when the market opens up, we'll be watching to see where its low is. But yeah, look at that bad boy. It looks like it's pretty. I mean, that thing is setting up beautifully. So there you go. And I hope you guys like that idea. Bull and Hood both. Oh yeah, Bull too. That one's got to go on too. You're right. Bull. And I think didn't I look at Bull earlier? I think we did, honest, but we'll look at it again, of course. And yeah, it is curling up really good right there. So I think Bull is looking pretty good. We were talking about it to curl up. Maybe it gets over that 20, but it is looking pretty good. So you can keep an eye on that one as well. And a lot of great ones right there. And obviously, we'll keep an eye on that logic mark in the morning, see what happens with this bad boy. and see what it wants to do. It looks better over here where it actually changes the candle at night. So I'll look at that. But yeah, you can see it trying to curl up. They probably are going to submit the form or whatever and maybe get a nice little pop, hopefully. And this hit, keep an eye on that tomorrow because that was a nice hit up there today, and it could get cruising up some more. So there we go with that. And let's see what else is going on right here. Let me see and make sure we got to everything. And let me see. I saw Lewis. I think he might have just sent him something. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what's going on. I was just seeing what is happening here. He was trying to post something in the live stream, but it was too long. Hold on, let me take a look at it real quick and see what he was trying to post there. He said he was trying to post it up. Let me see real quick. Let me take a quick look and see what he was saying right here. Oh, he said a poem. This is funny. Let me look at it right quick. I didn't read it yet, but here's a poem on MSTR. And I am iambic pentamer. I don't even know what that is. I think it's like a poem type of thing. But anyway, ready? In markets wild where fortunes rise and fall, a stock named MSTR strides with daring might. I can't. It's hard. I'll post it out because it's gonna be hard for me to read on the phone right there like that. You know, my reading is terrible, and I don't want to sound like an idiot. So I'll post it out. I'll actually copy and post it because it was too long to do on the live stream, so it's messing up, and he wasn't able to post it up. But I'll definitely post it up for you, Luis Rodriguez, because it does look pretty sweet, and it's a little bit longer, not super long, but I'm just looking at it, and again, my reading ability is terrible anymore, so I'm not going to embarrass myself as little as I can. I mean, I don't mind reading things, but it's a little bit longer, and I don't know the poem thing, so it's I don't want to make it sound terrible is what I'm saying. Anyway, hit. This is going to be a nice one for tomorrow, so keep your eye on that 4 a.m. crew, because that should keep that momentum and maybe even run up some more during the day there, so that should be good. And yeah, I think we might have got to everything right there. Let me think. We got through our list. We did our laptop travel, our Jolie's jams, our SPY, big caps, crypto looks good. ETF was looking nice. That was a beautiful call right there from this morning. And it's at what 6.1 market cap right now. Nothing crazy as it goes into the night, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that one was a nice one. And yeah, I think we got everything. Let me see if I see anything else going on. Ethereum, everything that we've already looked at. ALT, I have to sneeze. Excuse me, sorry about that. Good old allergies. ALT, Altimmune, we've talked about this before, and this one actually looks pretty strong right there. So you keep an eye on ALT right here. This one could get cruising up tomorrow for a momentum play as well. So you might want to keep an eye on ALT as a momentum play there. So there are a bunch of plays for tomorrow. That's for sure right here. And let me see what else is happening if I'm missing anything else. Nope. We got everything there. And I'd say we got it all right there. And yeah, TTD, that trade desk thing did rock and roll today. So that did pop up already. So that one was rolling. And honestly, that could get cruising some more. So a ton of great ones right there. And yeah, there we are. And NITO, let's see what it was doing. If I type it in, NITO like that N2 off. That was another one that ran up and has the potential to start rolling back up there. So Ginzel 518 right there. Yeah, probably going to be a good one for next week. We'll see if it rolls off and gets moving right there. Could be that bottom right there today as well. So it was a good popper the other day, that's for sure. And we'll see if it can get rolling. It looks like it wants to, honestly. So keep an eye on that one. Not bad. AMPX right here. And let's see what that's doing. Triple fat goose jacket from back in the day, and that looks pretty good actually. AMPX not looking bad right there. I was gonna say, wasn't that on Laptop Travel's list? And it was the very first one. I had to look because I was like, wait, I just did this one. I noticed the chart, not even the letters. I just noticed. How do I notice these charts? I don't know, but I mean, we look at all these charts. I had no idea that was the letters. I was like, I noticed this thing, and Yeah, we just did it with the laptop travel. It was the very first one. As soon as I went to his list, I was like, let me look at his list. And there you go, AMPX. I'm telling you, that's the most bizarre thing ever. Anyway, AMPX, you could just see it. And I'll tell you what looked weird about it, how the 20 and the 50 were like that. And everything was just chopped up like that. And it just looked kind of good. So we looked at it. And again, I told you I marked it off because it was looking really good right there. And there you go. And there's that momentum play for 264. It was running up. So there you go, right there. AMPX. But yeah, triple fat laptop travel already beat you to it. Actually, he had it on his laptop travel list, the very first one. And I'll post out the list right here. Let me put it over here so I remember. And there you go. And when's that? DMN is on May 20th. I don't think Logic Mark's in jeopardy. Well, anything can happen tomorrow, actually. So I won't say that, but I don't think it's going to happen to Logic Mark. And I think it could get that run tomorrow because they should say that they did something with that notice, what they had with the they had that file. And I read it earlier real quick. I wasn't paying close attention enough to be able to tell you what the hell it said, but they did have some kind of file today. I posted it, so if you want to check it out, go ahead. And there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty good market review right there. And again, RGTI, I like it. We're going to run with that tomorrow, and there are a ton of great ones for tomorrow. So I think it should be a really good day, again, continuing into the weekend. And we'll have to nail down a play and just do it and just keep rolling them over. I think that's a good idea, and that'll make everybody excited there because yeah, it'll make it way easier. So again, everybody post them up each day, and then we'll go through as a community and a group and a show, and we'll pick out the best ones that look like the best ones to be traded for the next day. So you guys have a really good idea because we do fly through them, mark them up, but I'll write them at the bottom right there, and then we'll get a Luis Rodriguez pick. And obviously, we have our laptop travels and our Jolie's jams that are popping right now. That Agrify was way up, and the rest of our list. So we'll always have a ton of great ones, but just another way that we can do it. And I will tag Sayer on that poem. You got it, Luis Rodriguez. And no problem, Ginsell 518 and everybody else that's hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. Stocking up for future. He hit that ZKIN. He in at 163, scout out 80 at 320, and all the runners out at 360. So there you go. Great shot right there. QBTS. Don't see it on the list. We went through I think I added it to the list. If not, we went through all the quantum all them guys already. So you do say it. I was gonna say I thought I did. And oh yeah, I didn't see your I didn't even see these posts. I don't know where they came from, stocking up for future, but he has a couple up here. So let me now through them. I totally missed them. I just noticed them. ABVC, and that looks pretty good. It's getting into the top, guys. So and I know stocking up for futures been sending in some solid picks throughout the last month or two that he's been listening. So this one's looking pretty good right here as a momentum play up at the top. And how about Groupon right here? That ran up today. I didn't even see it, but there you go. It's just running into the top. Look at this thing in the morning, guys. Another one look at for a momentum play right there. 19 to 24. It's at 23.91. And if it gets over that, you know it's popping. It's getting into the top and really running up there. So that's a good look for Groupon. We did Pony. We were early on this one. That one could be a great momentum play we were talking about. And ZVIA right here, Zevia. And that actually looks like it could be a good momentum play right there. Hopping right to the top and see if it gets in there. But that looks really good. Stocking up for future. And BZUN. And let's see, it's right there. I can't find the N on my keyboard. That one's jumped up quite a bit. Look at all these days. We'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, that one like broke my rule right there. Holy cow, that one's just running like a maniac. BZUN. And Bayo's on. It's a China one. And this thing, it's obviously, I'd wait for it to hit this 369 and be careful. It is in the top. Maybe you get one last blast, but that one has been a great runner right there. And stocking up for future likes the idea of the top 1, 2, and 3 pick. So there you go. And let's see. And yep, that new list right there, I just got you. I totally missed that one. I don't know why. It just like came up at the very top. Everyone else has come down at the bottom. So that was kind of strange right there. And Janik is on, and Blue Collar Teamster, and obviously Laptop Travel, and Luis Rodriguez and Larry. I'm just making sure we got everything. Michael Anthony, we got them bad boys. PNTN, we did look at that, right? I think I forget already. PNTN. Hold on. Wasn't that hold on. PNTN. Was that one of them, that OTC one or something? PN. I don't know. What was that? I forget what that was. I thought we looked PTN. That's the one we looked at. Okay, so that one wasn't there. It was PTN. Yeah, we did look at this one, Palatine. It was just pulling back right there. I just wanted to make sure, and we got all these guys, so I think we got everything there. And yeah, good night, Luis Rodriguez and the 4 a.m. crew. You better buckle up with Laptop Travel. If you trade at 4 a.m., you better be following Laptop Travel for sure, because he's always on there getting crazy with these things. The futures are flat. I'll tell you exactly what they look like. I meant to look and post them out. I've been doing that lately. And let's see what they're up to real quick. Hold on. Let me just hop on. And I go to the Yahoo Finance app actually has them pretty good. So, and yeah, they're 0.10% for the S&P, 0.03 for Dow, and 0.17 for the Nasdaq. They're up, but not much. Just basically just hanging out there. So yeah, we'll see what's happening in the morning. Obviously on a Friday, but things are looking good, and obviously that RGTI looking really good. So we're gonna look at that in the morning and probably be all over it. So we will make one. So we'll have the play of the days and figure it out what's going to be popping. And obviously I'll post a list right now, and you guys can have a great night with that. And there you go, everybody. I'd say that's a fun night looking at stock charts, just making sure I got everything. I believe I did. And if we missed it, we'll definitely get to it in the morning. But yeah, it's not looking bad. We'll be here at 7 a.m. You guys know that. And there's that Cody way down there, huh? And so yeah, if you're new listening, appreciate everybody tuning in, and make sure you're following along on YouTube, X, and all that stuff. And if you're just following along and new and you don't know what we're talking about, the list, we compile a list every night. I just ask everybody what stocks you want to look at. Some of them carry over from the night before, and then we just go to town. Laptop Travel gives us a great list, and Asian Joe Lee, and we just decided tonight to add Luis Rodriguez, and he's going to give us a pick of the night too. And we'll do a when we'll start doing like some 1, 2, and 3 picks for the as like a group on our show. At the end of the show, we'll go through and make sure we know exactly which ones we like the best. So everybody just yeah, it'll be something fun for everybody to chime in about and let us know what you guys think's best after we go through them all. We'll figure it out and see what works, and I think that might help everybody out. Hey, we might be all on the same page, trading the same ones now instead of all over the place. Who knows? But we'll see how it works out. I think it might be fun and work out well for us. So we'll have a good time with that. And Luis Rodriguez enjoys it, and he's on board, and everybody else. So we'll have a good time. And there you go, everybody. Every night's always a good time. And we'll see you guys at 7 a.m. for our pre-market show. So be sure to have a good night and tune in at 7 a.m. because we'll go over our Friday pre-market, see what's going on. We'll be looking at our RGTI, and we have a new idea for next week, going into next week. And I'll change the list around a little bit, and we'll have a good time crushing these things as a community, and just have fun together as a show. So community trading is the best. I agree. And yeah, I think that's the way that we should do it. And I was thinking about it, and like, how can we really maximize, some of these calls that we're pulling out? And I think the best way is really just as a community, do it together. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. We'll probably learn a couple lessons together, and that's good too, because it's always nice to learn a lesson here and there. But again, it's all a risk. We all know that. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. But yeah, I think we'll be pretty good for that. Sam likes the idea, and so I think everybody is enjoying that idea. I think it's a great idea, and then obviously we have something to talk about during the day too. We can be all up on it. And I can even shoot like the stock chart, how I've been doing the quick reels. I'll do a quick reel each day on the one that we like or the one or two that we like and go over them and do something like that. So it can just add to the show, but also add to everybody's benefit that we all kind of know what's going on. So cool. I like it, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in as always. Thank you again. Catch you guys at 7 a.m. So have a great night, and I'll see you guys in the morning.